just landed some big elbows, and that is in a first-round finish.
Hey, Dana, are you interested right now?
Caio Borralho!
Vicente Luque! Beautiful job, Vicente Luque. Yes, sir!
I'm not the kind of guy, that make boring fights. I come in here, I put my heart out.
Vicente, the silent assassin, Luque!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Good evening. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Matt and I are back, and good show today. I'm looking forward to Caio Borralho making his UFC debut on Fight Night this Saturday. Vicente Luque against Belal Muhammad 2. Luque won that first fight in the first round, and he is fighting Gadzhi Omargadzhiev. Both of them making their UFC debuts. Gadzhi is 13-0. And Caio is 10-1. These are both really good fighters, Matt. So I think this is going to be a great, great card. We also have Vicente Luque, by the way.
We're gonna talk about the card. And normally, Jimmy, not to get off subject, because we're gonna talk the whole show is gonna be about MMA.
Sure.
But normally, I'm like a comic book guy. Like I like the movie.
I know you are.
But I'm not really. A lot of the shirts I'm not into. But this Punisher shirt that my wife got me is pretty fucking cool.
That's very nice.
I mean, it's like it kind of reminds me of the old school comic. But Belal Muhammad. Ouch! Our first guest is here, Jimmy. I'm hot.
Yes, because I know right now you were just going to say like Belal don't like it, which would have been very unfortunate. All right, let's bring in Caio now.
How dare you, Jimmy?
I'm happy to be talking to him. He won a really impressive fight on the Janzi Silva. Caio had a. Oh wait, that was fucking Gadzhi beat Janzi with a fucking knee bar or a knee lock, which I thought of you when I saw that. You would have really enjoyed that.
I'm a big fan of knee bars.
I know you are. Hey Caio, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Nice to talk to you guys.
Good. Now I want to make sure, Borralho, I want to make sure I'm saying your last name properly.
Yeah, Borralho.
Borralho. Okay, yeah. I'm bad with English, much less any other.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody's calling me Ciao in Italian, it's Caio. So that's okay. All the guys always miss my name, no problem.
What you do is like whenever we're interviewing a fighter for the first time and the name is a little tricky, I'll always go and try to find a couple of versions of it, but every version I've heard was a little bit different, so I figured you would know better than anybody.
Borralho, no problem.
Well, you're really must be psyched. You got signed in October, and you've had 2 fights postponed? Is that or canceled?
Yeah, my first fight was against Dustin Stolfus, and then my visa didn't get ready at the right time. So the next fight was I don't remember the name of the guy, but I got COVID and I got influenza. So we need to postpone this one too. So now finally here.
Yeah, your win against Murray was very, very impressive, and you went up in weight for that fight, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Was that the first time you've jumped up to light heavyweight?
Yeah, the first time I jumped to light heavyweight. I already fought boxing in the 91 kilograms, but in MMA was my first fight in light heavyweight.
What made you do that? Oh, sorry, Matt. Was it because that's what you had to do to get the fight, or was it a short notice fight and you didn't want to deal with a weight cut?
Yeah, actually, the UFC offered me this fight in light heavyweight. That's what they offered me. I won my first fight in the Contender against in the middleweight, and then I didn't got the contract. And then two days after that fight, they offered me for this fight like 3 weeks later in the light heavyweight. So there's no way that I could say no,
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question, Jimmy. Let me ask. I'm fascinated when I see guys with neck tattoos. because I feel that you really look at this free spirit. Free.
Yeah.
I want to know when was that your first tattoo? When did you get that? And why free spirit?
It was more like 3 years ago. Yeah, it's more like, man, I don't fit in any pattern, you know. I'm free spirit. Always wanted to be like different from the others. I don't want to be like closed in anything, you know. So I'm free, man. So I'm free in the octagon, anywhere. So that's why, you know.
Yeah, and you have what, fight or die on your arm?
Yeah, fire or die. Yeah,
That's
I was in my 5th surgery, and man, we in life we only have 2 options, you know, or you fight or you give up, you know. So that's a symbol for me to overcome all my surgeries and all that I've been through all my career, you know. So fight or die is the only option. You got to choose, and I choose to fight.
Yeah.
For the good, I was going to say, Jimmy, for the people at home that don't know about your surgeries, what kind of surgeries did you have?
So I had 3 surgeries in my left shoulder, 3 in the same shoulder, and I have 2 surgeries in my left knee by meniscus. So every surgery, I've been like without training for like 6 months. So it's been a rough road.
This is inspiring me about my knees now. I'm actually getting inspired because I got to get surgery and I'm all bummed out. But you came back from it. Look at you. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I'm here, you know. I overcome everything.
I like that.
And you were, I know you called yourself the fighting nerds. Now, what exactly is that? Is that because you were a chemistry major? Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, I didn't got the degree. I dropped the college because I had the opportunity to go from my city to São Paulo to train and start my MMA career. Then I moved to São Paulo. Then I got to drop my chemistry school. But I was always in school, like the nerd of school, you know. I always loved math, chemistry, physics. So that maybe it's because of that too. But because the glasses, because I like anime, and I'm a little bit geek, you know, so that's why the fighting nerd.
You like, go ahead.
The fighting nerds. It's my MMA team names.
The fighting nerds.
Fighting nerds.
Yeah.
And so, you like anime? You're big into anime?
Not a lot of anime, but Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, you know, Zodiac, Knights of Zodiac, all these animes, I really like it.
You know, Israel Adesanya is into that too.
Yeah, I know that.
You see him doing all the Dragon Ball Z stuff. That was I wasn't into that as a kid, but that generation was though, Jimmy.
Yeah,
they like that. Do you take inspiration from any of that stuff or no?
Yeah, for sure from Naruto. Naruto is one of my biggest inspiration. You know, all his road wanted to be a Hokage and everything that he is passing through and to really get to be a Hokage. So it's some kind of inspiration for sure.
Is that a samurai, a Hokage?
It's the big leader of the tribe, you know. It's the most powerful guy in the tribe. Then since he was a kid, he wanted to be the Hokage. And then in the last episodes, he became a Hokage. So it's a beautiful road.
Now I'm always fascinated by guys who are good at math because I really suck at math, and physics is something I could probably never. How far into physics did you go? And do you actually do you understand the idea of string theory and all that stuff?
Physics was one of that was worse. I really love math and chemistry. It's the best for me. This part of string and to, you know, all these formulas, I don't like this too much. I like to think more like this, you know.
What made you want to do chemistry? When you were a kid, would you experiment on stuff, or what made you go like, hey, I think I like this?
My grandpa is a math teacher. So I started to give math classes since I was a kid, like 14 years old, 15. And I was giving math classes to all kind of guys. And then when I was in my high school, I really love the way chemistry works, all the experiments and all the part of chemistry. Then I started to study more, and then when I got to college, I did the test to get into the college, and then I passed it. So it was good days for sure.
When did you start your martial arts training? Were you training this whole time?
Yeah, I started martial arts when I was 6 years old in judo. Yeah, in my hometown. I started judo, and I did judo until I got 21 years old. But I wasn't making any money, you know, so I started jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and then I dropped to MMA.
Oh, very interesting.
Omargadzhiev is very dangerous on the ground. I'm sure you know that. So you expecting that that's what he's going to want to do, is he'll strike for as long as he has to just to try to get you to the ground?
Yeah, for sure. That's what he's been doing all his fights, you know. All his fights, he's wanted to get the guys to the ground. And I know he's going to want to get me to the ground because he thinks I'm just a striker. He knows I got a black belt, but I never got the chance to use it, you know. So I think that fight will be a great opportunity for everybody to see my jiu-jitsu and my grappling game, you know. I came from judo. I took down Aaron Jeffrey, who is a good wrestling. I took him down twice in the fight. And I've been training with Demain Maia for like 7-8 years since I moved to São Paulo. So now I think everyone's going to see how my grappling game is, for sure.
And you brought him up. What's going on with Demain Maia? Is he around anymore? What's he doing?
I think he retired from MMA, but he has a no-gi fight schedule against Alex Cowboy in BJJ Stars. So he's training no-gi just right now. But he never stopped training, man. Sometimes he goes there and do some boxing, do some MMA sparring. But he's focusing now on no-gi because he has this fight appointed.
His fight versus Ben Askren is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, man. And the way that he swept Ben Askren, he was training this all camp. You know,
the leg lock?
The leg lock. Yeah, get to the leg lock just to sweep, not to finish. And then, man, it was just like the training.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I helped him like 8 fight camps, I think, 8 or 9, something like that.
All right, so you've been training on the ground with one of the best ever.
Yes.
Yeah, man. He's been squeezing my neck for a long, long time.
And do you have plans to stay at middleweight, or how did you feel moving up? And is it one of those things that you would want to do again, or was it a strain and you prefer to stay where you are?
No, I just moved it because there was the opportunity the UFC gave me, you know. So I plan to be middleweight. I plan to be world champion in middleweight, and then after that maybe get to light heavyweight or something. Because I don't cut a lot of weight. I woke up today with 194, and I had like 3 eggs with Parmesan cheese and 2 slices of bread yesterday before sleep. So I don't suffer to cut this weight. No, it's really okay to me. So I'm comfortable in middleweight.
Now, this is your debut. It's been a long road. Does it feel surreal to you, or how does the whole fight week? How does this feel?
Yeah, part of me feels surreal, man, because when I left my hometown, I was with a dream to become a UFC fighter. I left my hometown telling my mom, I'll be a UFC fighter. And now I'm here, so it kind of feels like surreal. But I know my quality, I know what I'm capable of, and I know the UFC know that too. That's because he put me in this position of co-main event. So it kind of feels surreal, but it kind of feel like, yeah, man, I'm here in the right place that I need to be, you know?
Well, that means they also have some faith in you. I mean, you are fun to watch. You have really great cardio. It's like watching a Leon Machida or even a Wonder Boy, the way you move. And I think you're going to be difficult to get a hold of. But yeah, you must feel good knowing that they have such kind of a faith in you to put you as the co-main.
Yeah, for sure, man. I was really happy when they put me in the co-main. I was actually before the co-main, but then the fight of co-main from Uriah Hall just got out of the fight, and then they moved me to co-main. So I'm really happy. And it's a funny story because all the guys think that I'm from karate, but I never did karate my entire life. Never. I never did.
Is that just your natural movement? That's just what feels comfortable in a way for you to stand and move?
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe that was they call me the natural because it's just natural for me, all the moves, you know.
Yeah. Well, look, man, it's great to see you. You guys, this is going to be a great fight. He's undefeated at 13-0. You're 10-1. I mean, you're 23-1 between you, both making your debut. This is very exciting. I love watching young, hungry fighters, especially when both guys are making a debut, because neither one of you has ever experienced it. Like, again, in the scale of doing it for the UFC, actually in the UFC. And neither one of you guys has the advantage of seeing somebody new for the first time. So this is going to be great, man. I wish you luck. And I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of you, Caio.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I'm happy because I fought 2 times in this same octagon and I won the 2 times. So it'll be my debut, but it's not gonna sound like I really debut. I already fought in this octagon, so I'll be really comfortable in that position with all the cameras and everyone. So I think it'll be a great debut. It'll be a hard night for Gadzhi for sure.
That's something to think about because you have experience. I was going to ask how it feels to be fighting in the Apex Center compared to fighting in like a big, large crowd. But you actually almost have like home turf because you've been used to fighting there from the Contender, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
There you go,
for
Jimmy.
sure.
Do you think that you would, before we let you go, do you think that you would almost rather do it in the Apex instead of in front of a lot of fans, just like this is a great way to step in for the first time?
Oh, man. I think the fans is always the greatest.
You want the fans.
With all the guys screaming and everyone. I think it's the best way to fight. But I think it's step by step, like little by little. Maybe in the next fight, I got a UFC pay-per-view card. Maybe let's see what happens. So I'm planning on that and planning to get a great victory on Saturday and a great fight for sure.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and good luck, Caio. It was great talking to you, and you're an interesting guy. And have a great fight, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Definitely.
Oh, man. Thank you, guys. I'm a big fan of you. It's like a dream come true talk to you guys like right now. So sorry my English is getting used to it.
It's perfect.
Thank you so much, man.
It was great, man. Thank you, Caio. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Big fan.
Right.
Thank you, my mom.
Caio Borralho, thank you very much. And against Gadzhi Omargadzhiev. And difficult name to say quickly, but that guy is really vicious on the floor, and this is going to be a great fight.
But it is really interesting what he was saying as far as, he's fought in that same
That's right.
That Apex Center. He's got his last 2 fights, whereas that in the Contender series, whereas
Right.
in that same octagon. So he's, it's going to be like another fight for him. I mean, it's going to be, that's where we'll see if the first time jitters, it's not going to feel like first time jitters because he's been there before, exactly there before. Where it's
go ahead.
first time jitters for his opponent.
I think you're right, yeah. And you also wanted the 2 fights since October, Matt, that were supposed to happen. I don't know where those were supposed to be fought, if one of those was at a live card or somewhere else, or a pay-per-view maybe on the prelims, or if it was supposed to be in the Performance Center. I don't know.
Well, me neither. But I like how these fights just creep up on you,
And what a main event. Vicente Luque against Belal Muhammad. Those guys are having, I think it was 2016 at UFC 205 that he dropped Belal. And I think that's the only time in his career that he has actually been knocked out. Vicente Luque really fucking hits like a truck.
It's true. He does. And not only that, Belal Muhammad, though, since they fought, when was that, by the way, you said?
2016. It was, I'm going to look it up. It was November of 2016. So it's 6 years ago.
I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. And Belal Muhammad, Wonder Boy, to shut him down the way, to be able to take out Wonder Boy the way he did. He did, right? Wait, hold on a second. Oh, no, Gilbert Burns beat him last. When did he fight Wonder Boy?
He beat a decision against him in December of 21.
Holy shit, I second guessed myself.
No, you were right. You were right.
No, but for a second,
Vicente lost to Wonder Boy. He lost the decision to Wonder Boy.
That's right. Yeah, but styles make fights with that. But is he able to do what he did to Wonder Boy?
Right.
To Vicente? I don't know about that. That's very interesting because Vicente, he is good at keeping it up. Like, you know what I mean? He is. I mean, he just got used to. This is what's very interesting. It's a different range. It's different as far as like height wise and stuff. But as far as game plan, he did get done just getting through a camp fighting Michael Chiesa. And Michael Chiesa is a guy that was trying to literally he's a bigger guy trying to do what Belal Muhammad is trying to do, is get him down and strike. So I know it's the same, different body type, same game plan. So he's been used to dealing with the grapplers. Go ahead.
And no, I was saying, and since their fight, which is again 2016, they have both been on a fucking tear. I think Belal is 10-1-1. I believe he's 10-1-1. And Vicente lost a decision to Leon Edwards, which there's no shame in, and a decision to Wonderboy. But he is he's beaten Mike Perry. He stopped Randy Brown. He stopped Nico Price. He submitted Chiesa, and he submitted Tyron Woodley. I mean, what a fucking run Vicente Luque has been on. It's really insane. The fact that he's not talked about all the time is kind of insane.
We're talking about him, Jimmy.
We are, but you know what I mean? Like, you hear the names bouncing around, like, and people know who he is, but he doesn't get spoken about as much as he should. It's like Leon Edwards, another guy.
The nice guy curse he's got.
It's the nice guy curse.
Nice guy curse.
It's the curse I have.
Well,
nice guy.
Jimmy, not to talk about serious things. What about that subway shooting with the gas mask?
I know, it's very scary.
I mean, that's something out of fucking Batman or something. That's something out of. I mean, the guy put a fucking. He put a car. He filled the car full of. How do you know any of the details? He whatchamacallit.
He I don't know I know they got his U-Haul. There was a lot of firecrackers and distracting stuff. He's just a fucking mental patient. 5'5", 180. He's probably an incel. And he was ranting about the mayor of New York. Just angry at the homeless. Just an angry, crazy guy.
Did he put off the gas? For the people that don't know, in New York there was a shooting, 13 people or more, and
everyone lived though. That's the good news. Everyone's alive.
But a guy put like what kind of gas was it? You know?
I think it was just tear gas or something, or smoke bombs, just to cause confusion.
And then started just shooting people.
Started shooting people, but his gun jammed and he ran out. And also Gilbert Gottfried died.
Oh my God, what is going on, Jimmy? I didn't know if you were close with him.
Yeah, I was friends with Gilbert. I knew him well.
Gilbert was, first of all, he's one of those guys like Norm McDonald, and then you got Bob Saget. Dude, hey, Jimmy.
Louis Anderson, yeah.
You better be fucking taking your vitamins, Jimmy. I'm getting nervous with everybody just dropping here.
Yeah, Matt, I haven't worn a condom in 30 years. If I'm not dead yet, I'm going to live to be 90.
You can outlive everybody. there was a picture with with Jeff Jeffries and a few of the other guys. It was
Jeff Ross?
Jeff Ross, I'm sorry.
Jeff, yeah, and the three of them, yeah.
Is there a Jeff Jeffries out there?
No, Jim Jeffries is a very funny Australian comedian.
There was a picture with Jeff Ross, and it was Norm, Gilbert,
Norm McDonald, Gilbert, and
Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And then I saw like a comment. You just saw him write "gulp." He's a funny.
Oh, that's funny. Gulp. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. But I don't know, man. It's kind of like the day the music died. You've seen all these funny people, and what's horrible, I like to watch that Norm McDonald podcast. You had him talking with Gilbert, him talking to Bob, and now they're just all gone. It's very trippy to me.
Yeah, it does suck. Honestly, it does. I mean, again, Norm had cancer and nobody knew it. And Gilbert had a heart thing, and he was a little older than people thought. He was 67, which is not ancient, but I mean, Gilbert acted like he was fucking 50, 52, 53.
67?
67. And he had some kind of a heart thing that apparently had been going on for a while. Bob had a freak accident and banged his head, and then Louis Anderson, I don't know exactly what he died of, but he obviously he didn't leave the healthiest lifestyle.
I mean, this is speaking of people that passed, not to bring everybody down, but Dr. Sherry, the team doc, it was a birthday the other day, so she passed not too long ago, so that's always depressing. That she was in my corner when I won the fight and everything, and that's Jimmy. That's a rough one. That one gets me when I'm alone in my car.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's sad, but it also, these things, Matt, make me feel like, you know what, as much as it sucks, I'm happy that I'm alive. It makes you a little more grateful to be alive when you.
One thing it does.
Yeah.
And it makes me grateful that this fight's this weekend. That has
me too, just to be distracted. I'm going to be out of town doing the Washington, D.C. Improv. Only me could prostitute a plug into a death conversation. But Gilbert's wake is going to be tomorrow, and I will be away, so I'm going to do it virtually. I've never done a virtual wake, but it's a very sad. He has a lovely family, and he really was a sweet guy.
Yeah, dude, it's just depressing. And this weekend I got, Edwin's got to fight.
Atlantic City?
He might be 40 years old, but he's still fighting. That's my brother-in-law. So
yeah, where's he fighting?
He's fighting at the CFFC. A few of the guys are going to be on that card from the team. This guy Pompos, this Greek fighter. I'm going to jump in his corner too. He's a nice kid.
Where's the fights?
At the Hard Rock, I believe.
In Atlantic City?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, great.
Well, I didn't even know there was a Hard Rock in Atlantic City, but there is. So I'm gonna go down there and give some love. You know what I mean?
Edwin's a big kid, man. He is a big man.
Last night we moved for like a half an hour doing some just flow drills, and dude, let me tell you something. The guy's 40, you know what I mean? But if I had him when he was younger, that guy could have made a run or something. He's fucking that.
Yeah.
Because he's all right. I mean, but now since he got his purple belt, it's like he's still strong and everything, but he's using jujitsu. So there's something scary about a guy who's probably one of the strongest guys I've ever met. You being super technical.
Oh, he is a strong guy.
Oh my God, Jimmy. He's like that kind of. He's like that guy to like lift up a refrigerator or something.
Yeah.
Got that weird strength like that,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you more about his training after the fight.
He'd be a good bodyguard. Why doesn't he do some bodyguard work?
Nah, well, he does. He bounces on the weekends. He's been bouncing forever, or he used to anyway. But
he's even tempered, right? Like he seems like he's not a hothead. Like he's just a nice guy.
Uncle Edwin, he's here every week. We have a good time. No, he's very relaxed. He's chill. He likes anime.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. But also, I saw Randy Brown yesterday. Him and Sensei Nardu, we call him. I know Nardu since over 20 years. It's Randy Brown's. He's been on the show before. Very zen-like.
Yeah.
He's called Ghost Dog. Yeah, he's a Henzo Gracie black belt. But you make friendships. I know that guy for over 20 years. He's been training with me and whatnot. So it's nice, dude. It's nice. I like the guys that I saw that just walked in the door back how many years ago. Now he's got his own school. He's got his, he's Randy Brown's his guy, and I don't know. Circle of life, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Same thing with you and your comedian friends, and no, you like to shit on the younger ones.
No, no way. You kidding me? Those guys are all fucking guys like Andrew Schultz and like Sam Morril, Mark Norman. They're all so good on social media, and they're funny. So no, you never. The guys that shit on the young guys or are dicks to the young guy are just jealous, and they're out of touch with. Hey, what the things I think are funny, and that's it. And then these young guys come up and they're really good comics, and they're promoting in a smart way. Because a lot of people shit on Dane Cook years ago. They would give Dane shit about, he's on MySpace. And meanwhile, Dane doesn't get the credit he should get. He fucking revolutionized the way comics promote and in taking a lot of the influence away from the business itself and putting it in the performer's hands. Dane did fucking for comedians what OnlyFans did for porn people. Like he literally was the first one to use social media. And this way, it didn't rely on a network. It didn't rely on any of that stuff. So anyone after Dane owes him a debt of gratitude. Who's super successful with primarily social media.
Is he still around, Dane?
Dane, yeah, he still does shows.
He does shows. He used to do he brought the young girl crowd into it, like the young
big college following, but
like that type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, because back then MySpace was so big. That was, you know what I mean? That was all what was happening in the colleges, and he got a tremendous following on that.
Does that still exist, MySpace? Does people have MySpace accounts?
It's there, but I don't think anybody uses it for anything. It's one of those things that you can't. Even Facebook, a lot of younger people don't use. Like I'll use it because I'm old, and I'll connect with my high school teacher who's in her 70s, and I'll say hello. But like a lot of,
I hope that's all you say. Don't get weird with your high school. She's in her 70s. She might even not know what's going on.
No, I can't get weird with her. I can't do it. I did want to have sex with her though when I was in high school.
Why don't you do it now? What's the difference?
Wow.
40, 50 years.
40 years. You must have had things. I'm going to tell you one thing. I would come home after school every day and find something in one of my teachers to whack off to. I couldn't be stopped. I was a beast.
And Jimmy, you got to not get on TRT.
No, buddy, I don't, because I'm afraid I would get road rage. Yeah.
I don't get road rage. Hey, listen, I went down today and I grabbed my guy who just got his purple up, Eric. And I grabbed Eric and I go, let's break that fucking belt in. I go pick a position. What do you want? What do you want, Eric? Top side control. Okay. And then we rolled. And I told him to pick another position. I got to stay dangerous, Jimmy.
Sure.
You don't think I got enemies? You don't think there's people that want to smack me? They don't want to do a fucking Will Smith on me? You think that there's people that want to smack you? I'm sure. There's evil in the world, Jimmy. What if we were in that fucking subway car? There's evil out there, Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a guy like you, I would trust in the subway car. You could help.
You can't hide behind your girlfriend and push her towards anybody that's attacking you.
You saw my bit?
I saw you a bit.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
Jimmy, you're really demented.
Thank you. I got my Gilbert joke going up tomorrow and the next day.
Oh.
Taped them all last
First
night.
of all, don't let anybody think the joke I just said does any kind of it's not you put it together better.
You were actually better than I did it, believe me.
Listen to me, you're lucky. I was gonna go right into I was gonna try to do the whole thing, but we got Vicente Luque.
Vicente Luque is here. We can't do the whole thing.
Yes. Let's get him in. What's up, Vicente? I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, it has, man. You know, I fought in August. That was the last time. I wish I had fought more often.
Was there a reason you hadn't, or I think nobody wants to fight you unless they absolutely have to.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. That's for sure what it is. Because I was trying to get a fight, and you know, didn't happen. But now we're here finally.
I was telling Jimmy, I think it. Excuse me. I think it's really good for you that your opponent-wise, they're not again different body types, but same goals. Trying to get your ass down to beat you up or submit you. You came off fighting Michael Chiesa, who was coming off some good fights, and he came in their game, and again that was his game plan. And now you're fighting Belal Muhammad, and he's going to look to do what he's going to look to smush you up against that cage. He's look to get you down. So I think that's a good thing. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I think I'm preparing myself for the top, you know, to fight Kamaru, or you know, if Leon beats Kamaru, he also likes to grapple and likes to, you know, grind people on the cage. So for me, it makes sense, you know, this path I'm taking. I think is really good, so that I get ready, because everybody knows my striking, you know, and they're gonna try to get me down, and I gotta be able to handle that and deal with that.
Yeah, and since the fight with Belal, which you know, I think you're the only knockout of his career, and it was in the first. He's been, I think he's 10-1-1, and I think you're 11-2. Like, you've both been phenomenal since that. Your losses were to Leon Edwards and Thompson, and they were decisions, and they were great fights. This is really. Have you ever had a rematch before? Or is this the first time you fought somebody for the second time?
I had two rematches. So I had Haider Hassan. I fought him in the UFC, and before that in the Ultimate Fighter. And Nico Price also in the UFC 2 times.
Oh, you did fight Nico twice.
Yeah.
And what is the difference in the approach for you the second time? Now, obviously, people would say you have the advantage because you've already told and shown that you can beat him. And some people would say, well, he's really hungry and he has something to prove.
I think the second fight is always harder than the first, just because, I don't know, the opponent wants revenge and he takes it really seriously. You know, the guy that lost knows that he can be beaten, so he trains much harder. And right now, like, I'm the guy that beat Belal the last time. What I'm trying to do is, like, not underestimate him at all, you know, forget about that first fight and watch tape on him right now and see how he's dominating his opponents, and be aware that he's a dangerous guy. And that's what I'm making sure that I don't get there and underestimate him. Not because I beat him in the past means that I can beat him easily again.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. What did you think of the fight with your buddy over the weekend? What a phenomenal fight, Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, Khamzat's definitely a potential opponent for you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the fight was insane. You know, it was a great fight. I was really excited watching it. I didn't like the outcome at the end. You know, I was pushing for Gilbert, and I thought it was a close fight. I would give it maybe a split decision. I wouldn't, you know, unanimous, but any of the guys could have won that fight. So it is what it is, and I thought it was a great fight. But yeah, Khamzat is a new challenge in the top 5. So definitely, I think he showed that he really can hang with these guys up in the top of the division. And yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a new challenge, and if the day comes, I'm ready to fight, and I think it's going to be a big one.
You and Chimaev would be an incredible fight. And I think you're right. Whenever a guy is knocking everybody out, usually, you know, when you get into the top of the division, you're not going to knock all those guys out. So those are like the real tests for guys when they get to the top 6, 7 fighters. And the fact that Gilbert took him the distance, and it was a really close fight. I thought Khamzat squeezed it out, but it was a really close fight. I do think that even improved his stock, if you will, just because he proved that he can go the distance with a guy who has been there before and who's known for being ferocious on the ground like Gilbert.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for us that really watch fights and understand fights, now we can say, yeah, Khamzat is tough. You know, he's a tough guy, because now it's not only the hype. He actually fought one of the top guys, you know, a guy that fought for the title that has fought 5 rounds before. So yeah, now we see Khamzat with different eyes. He's definitely like a real fighter at this level, but he has flaws as well. You know, he has holes, and that's something that we can exploit also. But like everyone, you know, we all have flaws.
I think you welterweights, especially a guy with your ability, Vicente, should be like, yo, give me that guy. Because look, you got Belal Muhammad. That's no walk in the park. Every fight in the top 10, especially top 5, is fucking brutal. Why not be the guy to take away that guy's give that guy his first L? Next thing you know, he learns from it. He never loses again, and people still talk about it 15 years later. No, I'm only kidding. I just broke up. Listen to me. You gotta go for that shit. Go for the fucking. You dethrone that guy, and then people just. If Gilbert pulled that off, and he was close to doing it, like that's what legends are made of. I don't know. I'm getting all amped up.
No, definitely. I mean, it makes sense, you know, and with the hype he has, with everything, like people all are you know, behind him, with he's gonna take over the division. I definitely think it's a fight that makes sense. And now it makes all the sense because he's above me in the rankings. So there's no reason why wouldn't be a fight that makes sense, you know. He can move me to that title fight after. And I don't know what's going on with the title when Kamaru and Leon are gonna fight. So even, you know, the plan is to beat Belal now, but I don't know if that's going to secure me a title fight after. So I got to keep my eyes open, you know, to who's going to take me to that title fight. And maybe it is Chimaev.
What do you think of Edwards Usman? You know, I think people, again, kind of have an idea of what each guy wants to do, but how do you see that turning out?
I think Leon has improved a lot since the first fight they had. But I don't know, Kamaru, you know, I know him personally. I know he's disciplined, he's mentality, and he has been looking great. And he's improving. He's still getting better. You know, his striking is at another level compared to what he did in the past. So, yeah, I cannot, you know, not put Kamaru as the favorite. For me, he's going to win that fight. But it's going to be a tough one. You know, Leon is also a tough fighter. So it's going to be an exciting fight to watch. And we'll see. I mean, if you look at the outcomes, for me, the best would be Kamaru to just remain champion, because if Leon beats him, probably they're going to try to do a rematch right away. Yeah, so let's see. We'll see, but I'm going to stick with Kamaru.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense for you. Yeah, and Leon has had a bad run of luck, too, with fights getting canceled and all these opponents dropping out or him dropping out. So hopefully this fight will happen soon. And honestly, I don't think Chimaev, as much as he was very impressive against Gilbert, I don't think he should be above you in the rankings. Even though I know who he beat, I still feel like you've proven more over time. And the whole thing about, a good ground fighter, I mean, you fought a lot of guys, Belal included, who are great on the floor, you know, Chiesa, Woodley, Randy Brown, and, you know, you have not had a lot of trouble with guys who are typically dangerous on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a striker, and that's something that I've been developing ever since I started my career. But being a striker, I know that people are going to try to take me down, try to submit me, try to control me. That's why I train so much jiu-jitsu, luta libre, wrestling, and actually that's what I train the most. Striking is what I train the least, and just because it's something that I already have trained so many years, I have it in me. I keep it sharp. I'm never gonna, you know, go away from striking because that's my favorite tool and my best tool. But my floor has been developing a lot, and I got to show that on my last 2 fights. You know,
Yeah.
show that I can, you know, I can submit people, and they want to take me down and control me. that might be a bad choice for them because I can go in and try to submit them on the ground.
No, I don't know. I don't know if you watch a lot of tape on your opponents. I know you have the win over Belal like 6 years ago. Do your coaches have they been watching since going, all right, look, since you fought him, he's doing, A, B, and C different? Or is there or is it the same old shit with Belal? No, I'm only kidding. No, but are you looking at it look, he's got the same game plan trying to get a hold of you? Or are your coaches, do they really dive deep on the study and the tape? Or
we do. Yeah, we all do. And I like to watch it too. I like to watch a lot of tape on my opponents. And, not only to see the fight part of it, but also the mentality. I can see when guys are starting to break, or guys are, confident, and whatever happens that changes that mentality in the fight. And what I see has mostly changed on Belal is he used to be more wild. Before he fought me, he was more of a wild fighter. He went in there and just fought. And now he's really strategical. He thinks of what he's doing. If he's going to fight a guy that is good in grappling, he's going to strike against that guy, just like he did with Demain. If he's going to fight a great striker like Wonder Boy, he's going to take him down and control him. And so that's what I saw. He's much more strategic now. So I imagine he's going to look at me, study me, and try to go the safer route, which is, in my mind, try to not let me fight, not let me fight on the floor, or not let me fight standing up, try to control me and tie me up.
Fuck yeah. All right. Very, very interesting with the patience with him. He used to go a little bit more buck wild. And because he's got the same game plan. He's got the same game plan, but he's getting there differently. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, this is obviously it's a great main event. The welterweight division. I can't say welterweight. The welterweight division. It looks really great. And Matt and I talked before. We might have even asked you this before, because as such a fan of fighters, I always hate when guys like yourself or Leon Edwards or other guys are not getting the amount of attention I think you should get. People know you. People respect you. They know you're a great fighter. But you get a guy like Chimaev, who's relatively new to the UFC, and he's getting a tremendous amount of press. And I just think that guys like yourself and Leon, and even Kamaru before he won the belt, just didn't quite get the attention. And Matt called it, what was it, nice guy syndrome?
Oh, nice guy curse.
Nice guy curse.
There's nice guys that kick ass, and I don't know, they kind of get overlooked, and then another guy gets a little brash on the mic, and I don't know. You know what I mean? You tell me, Vicente.
No, I definitely get it. And I don't have nothing against the trash talkers. I think that's who they are, and they could do it. What I think is it wouldn't work with me. That's just not in me. I respect guys. If I try to trash talk, it would be fake. It would look weird, and but at the same time, what I like and what really motivates me is to prove, to kids or whoever's starting MMA, and they're not trash talkers, they can get there too. It's going to be a tougher path. Maybe I'm going to have more fights. Okay. But hey, when I get there, I'm going to be tough and I'm going to be experienced because I get, the long road, and I train a lot and I get tougher than the guys that just get there quickly. So I think it's two routes, and I'm ready for this one. If it has to be longer, it's not a problem.
And you do it your way, and you do it genuine. You're not doing it fake or selling out or being something you're not.
And I would like to see also, has there ever been talk of you and Colby? I would love to see that fight as well.
I think it's a good fight. I mean, just like we were talking about this fight, Colby is another guy that has that style wrestler, gonna try to control me, gonna try to take me down, and eventually when I fight for the title, it's going to be one of those guys. If you look at the top of the division, I think I'm the only true striker, in the top 5. I'm the only guy that is pure striking. All the other guys are started in grappling or mostly grapple nowadays. Leon used to be a striker, but now he mostly grapples, control guys on the cage. So, I think that's what, I don't know. It would be a great fight against Colby for me to get even more ready for a title fight eventually.
Yeah, that would be a great fight. And this is going to be a great main event. I mean, again, the UFC does this better than anybody as they put these top guys and put you guys against each other. And again, I feel that you should be ranked higher than Khamzat Chimaev. No disrespect to him, but I just feel that you should be higher ranked than him. So you're fighting, the main event is you again, Belal, this Saturday at the Apex and UFC Fight Night, April the 16th. And I'm really, really looking forward to this fight, man. And good luck, Vicente. We'll definitely talk to you again. And I'm hoping you get a shot at the title sooner rather than later.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And what I can promise you guys is a great show and an aggressive fight, as I always do every time I step inside the Octagon. And, yeah, put on a great show for the fans. That's the plan.
All right.
We'll be watching, buddy.
Yes, thanks, man.
So, thank you, man.
Bro.
Thank you, guys.
Dude, I'm telling you, him, Colby, him, Chimaev, I still think he should be ranked higher than Chimaev, but I mean, there's nobody I don't want to see him fight.
You know what I got going on, Jimmy? Oh, listen, it's gonna be phenomenal. So this Saturday, so Friday night, I got the fight with Edwin and Pompos and Charlie Campbell. Some of the other guys will be over there. And then the next day, 2 p.m., I'm doing the old like a little Jedi gathering. I got a lot of my black belts coming down. It's gonna be big, like 70 people or something. I got a lot of black belts, so they're coming down with their families. I got to catch up on some of their degrees and stuff, because after a black belt, there's always so many years where you get another degree, and I'm as bad as Henzo with that shit. I got to get on top of that. So I don't know. So we have a big thing. You come down, take a nice picture, bring your families. We have some pizza. You know, my black belts. It's gonna be fun. Little Jedi gathering, I call it.
Well, have fun, buddy. I'm going to be in D.C. at the Improv.
Ooh.
And heading down there tonight, and I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this was a lot of fun. And thank you, of course, to Vicente Luque and Caio Borralho. The main event and co-main event this Saturday, April 16th. UFC Fight Night. I can't wait.
What about the main event? Want to just pick the main event?
Sure. I mean, it's really a tough fight. I'm going to take Luque by decision. And I mean, again, if Belal won it, it wouldn't shock me. But Luque has just been on such a fucking run. Then again, so is Belal Muhammad. But I'm going to take Vicente Luque by decision.
I'm going to say, and I like Belal Muhammad a lot.
Sure, so do I.
Over 5 rounds, is he going to be able to get him down and hold him down? And I can't see Vicente getting tired. And plus, he's got that win over him. And when you look at some of their last opponents, I mean, styles make fights, but I believe, well, this is very interesting, because when you look at Belal Muhammad's last opponent, Stephen Thompson, he's a hard guy to smush up against the cage and get him down also, and he was able to do that.
Yeah.
So that, and then Vicente's last opponent was Mike Chiesa, so he had a similar game plan also. All right, I'm going to go with, listen, you said Vicente, right?
I did by decision, yeah.
I'm going to say Belal by decision. You know why?
Why?
Because I know, like you've pointed out many times, I have heavy hands. We all know that. I had the title that way. Yes, Frank Trigg, yada, yada. But I bleed jiu-jitsu, Jimmy. When I bleed jiu-jitsu. And I carry that flag. So if you boil it down to a grappler versus striker, even though it's way more than that, Jimmy. It's way more complex than that. But at the end of the day, one guy's game plan is to get him down. I'm going to go with Belal by decision.
Okay.
I could have cut to the chase with that, but I wanted.
That's fine. I wanted to hear your idea of it, of course. All right, buddy.
And what else? Anything else, Jimmy? Because you know this is going to be goodbye.
No, I know, but I'm going to tape Chip, so I can't. I got to fly out of here.
Let's do a plug for when this fight is happening.
Saturday, April the 16th, UFC Fight Night. Going to be a great one. Muhammad Luque.
Sorry, the main card. Luque versus Muhammad too. But the main card starts at 8:30 Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah, and the prelims start at 5:30 because I always get confused myself. Jimmy, love you, buddy. I'll be texting you soon.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, everyone.